what's up? Hello, my name is Emma, and today I'm going to be doing the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge. This challenge was created by a good friend of mine, Jessie from Jessie the Reader, and it is basically all about seeing how well you know the books on your bookshelf. I asked you guys for a set of bookshelf coordinates on Twitter where the first number would correlate to one of my bookshelves and the second number would correlate to the book that is on that shelf that I'm going to use to answer the question. So all the books chosen in this video are going to be totally random and the questions have to be answered without me like looking at the cover or investigating further. So we're gonna find out today how well I really know all the hundreds of books I have on my bookshelves. The first number is 3510, and without looking at the description, tell us what the book is about. This bookshelf is like so depressing because I only have lights on the bottom half of it and I have to buy a new strand for the top. Binge by Tyler Oakley. This is actually a book I have a review of on my channel from so many years ago. This is a collection of essays from YouTuber Tyler Oakley that basically just talk about his experiences in life thus far. Of course, a lot of this book is focused on coming out as gay, but also his eating issues, his relationship with his father, and a variety of other different things. Number 2 is 13:7, and without looking it up, what is the genre of this book? The Twilight graphic novel. I'm going to assume the main genre would be considered a graphic novel, but if we were talking about like the content of the book, I would say it is definitely an urban paranormal fantasy. Number 3 is 1715, and without looking, tell us what is on the cover. So the book is Glass by Ellen Hopkins, and I honestly have no idea what is on the cover. I only recently got this book and I have not read it. Because this is a YA book though, I'm just going to take a guess and say that a book titled Glass is going to have broken glass on the cover. No, I'm wrong. What even is this? It sort of looks like hair. Is that supposed to be hair? I literally can't even tell what's on the book cover, but I know I'm wrong. Number 4 is 1123, and without looking, tell us the character's name. Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi, and I definitely know the main character's name is Juliet as I completed this series. Well, technically not like the newer ones, but I'm hoping to get to those soon. Number 5 is 3210, and guess how many pages the book has without looking. If you guess 25 below or 25 above the number, you can count it as a win. How many pages is in Happily Ever After by Kiera Cass? Have I read this book? I feel like I might have. I have no clue how many pages are in this. I feel like this could be anywhere from like 420 to 460, maybe not that long. Oh gosh, okay, you know what? Let us go with a nice like 440 pages. Oh no, I was wrong. It was 380. That was literally closer to what I had said initially. I shouldn't have highballed it. Number 4 is 27, and without looking, name a side character. This one is going to be so tough. The book I chose is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, and to be honest, I do not remember any side characters from this story. I can like describe characters to you. Like, I know that she has a cat, I know that she has a best friend who's a ghost, and I know she meets another girl, but I just can't remember any of their names. I want to say, like, her ghost's friend is named Jasper. I'm kind of afraid I'm just confusing it with, like, Casper, as in Casper the Friendly Ghost. Jacob! I was so close. Next number is 182, and without looking it up, what rating did you give this book? If you land on a book you haven't read, pick a new set of numbers. So we've got my first Cassie Clare shelf of the video, so I can already tell you every book on here has a rating from 4 to 5 stars, so this is going to be an easy one. Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I obviously gave this book 5 out of 5 stars because it's one of my favorite of all time. Next number is 914, and without looking, where did this book take place? Girl Against the Universe by Paula Stokes. This is a book that I have not read, so I can't confirm when this book takes place, but it's a contemporary novel, so I have to assume it takes place sometime in between 2010 and like 2017 or 2016 when the book was published. So the beginning of the book says it takes place in August, but it doesn't specify a year, but I think it's pretty fair to assume that I'm correct, that it's like a modern 2010 contemporary. Oh, the question was, where does this book take place? I have no idea, so I can't give myself a point for that one. Next question is 224, and without looking, what are the parents' names? Jessie, what are you doing with these questions? Who is going to have these answers? It's a Harry Potter shelf. This is gonna be so easy. Of course I know the parents' names. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire follows a boy named Harry Potter, whose parents are obviously named Lily and James Potter. This was such an easy question. Next number is 37, and without looking at the hardback, what color is the book under the dust jacket? So I wonder if I have to choose like the closest hardback to whatever that number is. So the actual number to the coordinate is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, but I have the paperback edition, so I'm going to skip to my next hardback, which is actually The Fault in Our Stars. What color is the book under the jacket? Oh my gosh, I'm not looking, I swear. I feel like it might just be black. Is that possible? I feel like it might just be black. Okay, it's like a gray, but I feel like it counts. Like, that's a pretty dark gray. I feel like that's black. I would argue this is gray, and the cover that is around it is black, so that was a really good guess from me. Next number is 1111, and without looking, is there anything on the hardback like an imprint or an image of some sort? So I'm assuming we're talking about the Under Dust Jacket again. Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. Now, I actually have never seen the Under Dust Jacket of Arch Enemies, so I do not know for sure, but see, it's a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so this is definitely one that has a high probability of having something underneath, but I did look up what is in the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition when I bought it because I wanted to know what was in it, and I feel like they would have specified that there was some like cool exclusive cover art, but I'm gonna say no. Ya bitch was right. Next number is 115, and without taking the dust jacket off, what is the color of the font on the hardback? So this shelf is another one of my Harry Potter shelves, so I think there's a good chance I could guess what color the text is, but the thing is, I know that the spines themselves on the underneath are very colorful. I have no freaking clue what the text is, though. Chamber of Secrets. I don't know why, but I feel like I just have this inkling, this feeling that the spine is green, which makes me think that the color of the text is going to be black. I was right that it was green, but it's silver! Oh my gosh, I was so close! Next number is 1517, and without looking, do the chapters have titles or are they just numbered? The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, I actually listened to the audiobooks of both The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King, so I can't rely on a visual memory of chapter titles, which I feel is like the most reliable. Thinking back on listening to the audiobooks though, I feel like I do recognize when chapters have a title because it's so rare and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to guess that there are no chapter titles here. But it is Holly Black, so like she reminds me of the kind of author that would do that. But I'm gonna say no. Well, it has some beautiful illustrations that I've been missing out on, but no titles. Next number is 182, and without looking at the book cover, does it have an award on it? The book chosen is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This is another book that I haven't read. Interestingly enough, though, I do follow the author on Twitter, and I believe she like just tweeted about winning an award for this book or something, but I don't believe there had been any awards won when I got it because I got it like right at release, so I'm gonna say no. And I am correct. Next number is 2916, and without looking, does the book have any author blurbs on the cover? So the book chosen is The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd-Jones. Now, I feel like the majority of books do have author blurbs on them, even if it's only one. But even just looking at the other books on my shelves, I would say not all of them actually do. So I'm going to guess that there is not a blurb on this cover. I was right. Maybe I overestimated how many books do actually have blurbs on the cover because I thought it was a lot. But I'm looking at every single cover that's in front of me and only like one of them has a blurb on it. Next number is 2319, and without looking, does the book have a description on the back? So the book chosen was The Liars of Mariposa Island by Jennifer Mathieu. And with this question, I initially thought this was going to be like a really easy one because the majority of books do have descriptions on the back. But the shelf number correlated with one of my advanced reader copy shelves, and a lot of the time early copies of books don't actually have a description on the back. So I was unsure at first, but I have a distinct memory of looking to the back description while I was filming my book expo haul, which is when I first mentioned this book. So I'm like 100% sure that there's a description on the back of this, and I am correct. Next number is 2222, and without looking, does this book have an author photo? All right, so unfortunately, we have an unanticipated disqualification in this challenge for a really dumb reason. So the book for this question was City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. What a coinky-dink that I got the same book twice. I wasn't expecting for that to happen. But it's really hot in here with like this light and the bookshelf light and the fact that it's like 70 degrees in New York right now. So I was fanning myself with this book as I was walking back to the camera to tell you about it. But in the process of fanning myself, I accidentally saw that she does have her author photo on the back, and it was before I had the ability to guess whether I thought it was there or not. So I think I have to like take the L on this one and just be disqualified. I should have just guessed before I picked up the book. That's what I've been doing to like prevent situations like this where I accidentally do look first, but I have been defeated by my own self. Next number is 1911, and without looking, does this author use a pen name? So the book chosen is Love from A to Z by Skye Ali, and I'm pretty confident that this author does not use a pen name. I don't have like a comprehensive list of all of the authors that have pen names, but as I believe Ali is traditionally an Arabic last name, and I know that Skye Ali writes own voices novels about Arab main characters, I'm just gonna assume that I'm correct in saying she does not use a pen name. Next number is 279, and without looking, is this book written in first person or third person? The book is The Kept Woman by Karin Slaughter. Now, this is a book I only read like the first chapter of before my ebook library loan was up, so I absolutely have no idea how many perspectives there are. Oh, it's what point of view is it written in, not how many perspectives does it have. I have been misreading questions today. Oh man, I have read the first chapter, so I should know what perspective it's written in. I am going to guess it is in third person. Yeah, I think this is in third person. Awesome! Next up is 1620, and without looking, does this book have any graphics or pictures in it? We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. This is not a book that I have read, so I cannot speak to the actual content of the book, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't have any illustrations or graphics in it. I'll just do a quick flip through to make sure. No, there's no photos at all, so that's a win for me. Next question is 1017, and without looking, does this book have an epilogue? The Last to Let Go by Amber Smith. I am actually not sure if this book has an epilogue or not. I feel like a lot of times epilogues are reserved for like big fantasy series, and many contemporaries don't get them. But this is a book that deals with like a lot of emotional growth, and I feel like in stories like that, there's sometimes an epilogue. I definitely don't think there's a prologue, but let's just say, for fun's sake, take a risk and say that it does have an epilogue. Okay, I don't think it has an epilogue. I'm pretty sure that's just the last chapter, so I was wrong. Listen, life isn't just about winning. It's about learning from your mistakes as well. Next question is 1212, and without looking, does this book have a prologue? Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Now, this is a book that is set into time periods, present and 1936, and I feel like in a lot of books, when there are a flashback perspective, they do start with that as a prologue. Or actually, wait a second, does it start with 1936? Does it start in a flashback or not? I can't remember. I'm going to say yes. I feel like, yeah, it does start. Okay, I'm very confident now in those 2 seconds that it does start in a flashback, but I don't know if that's considered chapter 1 of the prologue. I think it's a prologue, so let's give a gander. Wait, it's not considered a prologue. Okay, wait a second. So it doesn't actually say prologue at the top of the page, but it does go into like a narrative part of the story, and then it starts with chapter 1 in the present. So I think it's fair for me to say that it does have a prologue. Next number is 718, and without looking, do the page numbers have a design above them, below them, or none at all? So the book to go along with that number is the Waterstones exclusive edition of the Red Scrolls Magic by Cassie Clare and Wesley Chu. I cannot confirm because I have not looked in this book, but I've looked inside a lot of Cassie Clare books, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. As for the page numbers, I feel like they might have like 2 little lines on each side of the page numbers at the bottom of the page. I'm not sure, but if there is anything, it's that. There is! Oh my gosh, 2 lines on the side. Next number is 529, and without looking, do the chapter headings have designs on them? The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. Listen, I'm not just looking for an opportunity to talk about Cassie Clare books. Y'all picked these numbers, and these are just randomly assigned questions. So I'm feeling the exact same way I did about the previous question. I feel like there might be like 2 little lines next to the numbers, but not anything more elaborate than that. I do know that each chapter in these books or each short story does have a little comic before. Ooh, does it have a design? I actually don't know. Okay, with this one, we're switching it up, and I'm gonna say there's no design by the actual numbers or chapter titles. I was wrong! Wait, I'm so pissed. It's specifically because this is one of the novella bind-ups that it has this design. But none of the other normal Cassie Clare books, like the regular novels, do not have a design by the chapter titles. Wow, I am a fake fan. Next number is 18-2, and without looking, are the acknowledgements in the front or the back of the book? Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I feel like this question is like a given because I have never seen acknowledgements in the beginning of the book. There is only ever a dedication in the beginning and acknowledgements at the end, but let us double check to be sure. They are at the back. Next number is 23-25, and without looking, what year was this book published? So I can say without looking that this book is either going to be published in 2018 or 2019 because it is another advanced reader copy shelf and they're organized by date. The book chosen is Slay by Brittany Morris, which is not out yet. It comes out later this year, so I know that it's going to be published in 2019. The final number is 41, and without looking, what year did you read this book? So the book chosen was The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan, but I actually have not read this book yet, so I have to pick a different number. Okay, let's go with 1621. So the final book is Cress by Marissa Meyer, and I am pretty sure I read this book in 2014. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to check Goodreads to be sure, but it's annoying because I have a very distinct memory of reading the first book, Cinder, while I was babysitting for my high school psychology teacher. And I remember the reason I had to babysit was because he had to go into work on a day that his kids didn't have school. But I can't remember if it was January or September, because if it was September, it was probably 2014, but if it was January, it was 2015. I'm gonna go with 2015 because no, it was not January, it was September, so it was 2014. So I marked it on Goodreads as read in September of 2014. That's what I said, right? Like, I literally can't remember what I said 5 seconds ago because I've been having such a crisis on if I was thinking about September or January. Pretty sure I was right though. Alrighty, well that is the How Well Do I Know My Books challenge. Here is my final score, which I've added up for you guys, and I think I did pretty well. I feel like these questions give you a really good idea on if you have like a general sense of the books on your bookshelves, and I would say that based on this video, I think I do. So let me know in the comments below if you guys have actually read any of the books that I randomly chose off of my bookshelf for this video. I would love to know, but that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new one. Bye!